back to Thunderslap Tech. As always, I'm Captain Ratchet. I'm a little sick, so really apologize about that. So in case the intro or the title didn't really specify it, today we're going to be reviewing the Razer Viper Ultimate. So yeah, anywho guys, so before we get into that, regarding who won the giveaway from last week's video, I wanted to reply who won. Like in the comments, I replied to who won, but for some reason YouTube deleted my comment, and it deletes any comment I make to any other replies or even my own video. So it's really weird. I guess YouTube thinks I'm spam, so that sucks. So I guess that's not how I can't talk to you guys. So I'm sorry about that. Now the winner is Ether, however you want to say it. I don't really know how you want to say that. But you are the winner. Please send me your shipping info at, officialthunderslap@gmail.com. And just to verify that it's you and nobody else is trying to impersonate you, I'm going to give you a code. Then you're going to edit your comment. And then once you edit your comment, that'll verify that you're the person that the right person that I'm sending the mouse to, right? So I'm going to give you a week to do that. If nobody contacts me in a week, I'll select a new winner. All right, so that's basically it. YouTube deleting my comments, but let's just get into it. Let's get into the video. So Razer said they're going to drop something on October 18th. Unfortunately, due to leaks, we already knew it was going to be a Razer Viper Wireless. Get it? Because it's a Viper and the snake. Anywho, so thanks to Prime shipping on Amazon, I got this in 2 days. So October 20th. Sorry, still sick. So if you're in the US of A, Amazon is the way to go, especially if you have Prime. Now, there's two versions of this mouse that are being sold currently. There's the $150 version, which is the most expensive one. But that one includes their docking charge, their charging dock. Yeah, that sounds more accurate. The charging dock. Now, the mouse without the charging dock is $130. I've heard that this is one of their versions, but I haven't actually found that $130 version yet, but it should be coming. Now, the dock itself, again, rumors, it's been said that that dock is going to be universal, in that it might work with future wireless mice from Razer. Wink, wink, different shapes is where we're going to get, basically. Now, $150, that seems like a large number, but compared to the GPW, another top wireless mouse, it's the same retail price. But you can probably find the GPW for a little bit cheaper, mostly around $120. So yeah. Now the box itself is pretty much similar to the original Razer Viper, the wired version. It's got, your standard packaging, the whole advertisements, taco dude on the side, which is a pro player. I'm sorry, I don't watch CSGO. I mean, you guys already know Razer has that gamer aesthetic down to a science. It's like the black and the green, and you're just feeling gamer zone. So a premium package for a premium product. Let's open this up and get to the real meat of this sandwich. What we all want to see, the Razer Viper Ultimate. Oh yeah, that looks nice. So we have the mouse. And let me try to get that out. There we go. Oh, you got different feet on this. That's pretty cool. And the charging dock. Let's see. So this has RGB on it as well, in case you guys didn't know that. And let's see what else. Do we have any other goodies in here? Okay, same old Razer. Thank you. The manual. The cable, obviously. This is a charging cable. Pretty cool. Okay. Thank you. That seems like the quick guide. I can't even get the plastic off. Jesus. Now this cable though is kind of light, so I'm guessing it's also the cable you can use to play with while charging it. Alright, now let's get rid of all this junk and just get into the mouse. Ooh, okay. Now the mouse gates on this mouse are definitely different than the last iteration. That's pretty cool. Good and cool. That's what I just said. Yep. Onto the ASMR clicks. No, there's no sidewall flex, which is probably the small mouse doesn't have any holes. Ah. And on the bottom, we have a Dpi switch and on and off switch as well. So that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty much it. Now, the switches on this mouse are Razer's optical mouse switches, and they basically have no delay and they use light beams to actuate. So, pretty cool stuff. You're not going to have any issues with these switches or the buttons or the clicks. Now, shape-wise, it's still exactly the same as the previous wired Viper. So, nothing has changed there. It's still that FK1 shape. So, I have my hands are 20 centimeters by 8 centimeters, and I'm able to kind of palm grip this fingertip as well. Now, if you want to get more into that, videos up top about the wired version. So, Razer's advertised weight is 74 grams. On my scale, we got 76 grams. That's still super light though compared to the Razer Viper. That's 70 grams. That's like a 6-gram difference, and this one's wireless. And this one's actually lower in weight than the GPW. That's about 80 grams. So it's really, really lightweight, and it's wireless. I love it. Now the charging cable on this mouse is kinda like the SpeedFlex cable. Again, not as good as the paracord, but this is a wireless mouse, so you're not supposed to be using a wire to play it. So if you're out of battery, especially if you have the charging dock, you can just put it on there for 15 minutes and it charges enough for like a couple hours of play. So that's pretty cool. So you're not gonna be using this wire to play or anything like that. But if you want to, it is doable. But I would recommend, this is the wire that you use to connect the charging dock to the computer anyways. So if you get the charging dock, you're probably not going to be using this to play with. Now, a small drawback that some people can see is that this isn't a USB-C cable. It's not a big issue though, personally, as long as it charges optimally. I'm fine with it, and slides in here pretty easily. Now, like I said earlier, the charging dock is supposed to be universal. So there's rumors of different wireless Razer shapes that will be coming out in the future, basically. And this charging dock is going to be universal with all of those mice. Now, hopefully that's the case. That'd be really cool. Now, the charging dock itself, it's as big as like a mouse bungee, so that's pretty cool. It basically just replaces your mouse bungee. And it's RGB, and then works with Razer Synapse, so you can change the color. So it's pretty top tier. Now, the one thing that I kind of dislike is the fact that we have to use Razer Synapse. I don't like programs, and I especially don't really like Razer Synapse just because it was so hard to install. Issues where if you're not using Razer Synapse, the RGB doesn't get saved on your mouse or the dock. So that's really unfortunate. Now, there are onboard settings that you can save onto the mouse itself, so that's cool. And Razer Synapse isn't like needed. It doesn't have to be running on your computer to use the mouse, so that's cool too. But again, Razer Synapse is not that cool. I'm sorry. Now, the mouse feet on this mouse are a vast improvement over the last Razer Viper. The Razer Viper, the original one, the wired one, the feet were terrible. They were scratchy on my mouse pad. Now these ones, they're hyper glide-like basically. They're like any other aftermarket feet that you're gonna find basically. And they're fast, and they're not scratchy. Top tier mouse skates. Now the Razer Viper does have an incredible sensor, which I believe they're calling the Focus Plus sensor. This sensor, I don't know who plays at 20,000 DPI, but if you want to go to 20,000 DPI, then you can on this mouse. And it's actually supposed, it's lagless. I've shown that before. There's really no difference with a wired mouse, basically. As fast as you can click that button is as fast as that action is going to be in game. That's why I'm showing you guys right here. Look, I'm shooting and it shoots when I shoot, and that's pretty cool. You can use Razer Synapse to change your DPI steps, but there are default DPI steps on the bottom. I believe it's 400, 800, 1200, 2600, or 3200, something like that. I'm sorry, I'm not sure about that. But regardless, whatever DPI you want to be at, as long as it's not over 20,000 DPI, you're set. There shouldn't be any lag issues or anything like that. You're set. Now, battery-wise, the mouse is supposed to last over 70 hours without any RGB. So that's basically 10 hours a day for a whole week, and you don't have to charge your mouse. Now, myself, in my experience, since I've been using the charging dock, usually whenever I don't want to play or I'm not using the mouse, I'll put or even in between like rounds or stuff like that, I'll put the mouse back on the charging dock. It's probably unneeded and I'm probably killing the battery, but I haven't had any issues with it. It's long lasting. It's incredible, really. So you're not going to have any issues with that. So yeah, 8 programmable buttons, 5 onboard memory profiles, you know, that's basically it. It's a top tier mouse. There's really not much more I can say about this, you know. It's got a great shape, FK1, great clicks, great mouse wheel. The mouse wheel is a little different than the Razer Viper. It's like smaller, but I don't hate it. It's a little bit more tactile for me. Yeah, that's basically it. The only negative that I would have to say are the side buttons. The side buttons are kind of flush with the mouse itself, so it's a little harder to find them, but you do eventually get used to it. So that's really the biggest gripe that I have with the mouse. So yeah, great mouse, really. I mean, it took Razer an entire year to finally have some competition against the GPW, the Logitech Pro Wireless, right? And at this point, they're both very similar. Obviously, the Logitech mouse has those double clicking issues, and so far I haven't seen any issues with the Razer Viper Ultimate or Wireless. So it's a great mouse, and now you have more options when it comes to wireless, which I think if you're a low sense player, wireless is the play. You know, paracords and bungees do make it a lot easier, but wireless is just like the next step. Anywho, guys, that's my review for the Razer Viper Ultimate. As always, if you have any tips, comments, don't be afraid to let me know. I love you, I miss you, and I wish I had enough money to buy another Razer Viper to give as another giveaway, because that seemed to work. Blah, blah, blah.